It's about getting a good car community in a beautiful part of the world and getting people to get out and use their cars primarily. It's all very well buying a lovely Ferrari, but to then have it sat there in your collection or in your garage gathering dust is a crime, really.
So hi, I'm Martin Chisholm and I'm the owner of the Classic Motor Hub. So I was very fortunate. I got myself a job as a porter at Christie's, the auctioneers, and I was seconded initially to the car department, which had just recently moved to St James's, where I was working. And that was when the penny dropped and I realised that actually there was a serious market for classic cars. And I thought, did I want to spend my time polishing silver, or did I want to spend my time having fun in old cars? The guys who were running the department left and set up their own auction company, which left a hole to be filled, and I was very fortunate to be in the right place at the right time in the late 80s, that was. And so I spent some time there, and then went into the trade, spent some time in the trade, working in the golden triangle of South Kensington, and then I went to Sotheby's, the auctioneers, and I ran their car department for a number of years, and then decided to leave and do it on my own. The rest is history, really. So the Classic Motor Hub came about. I have a car storage business, and I was looking for some additional premises, and started doing a property search in the area, and the what we now know as the Classic Motor Hub came on the market. I came to look at it, and they were servicing combine harvesters and large agricultural machinery here. And I asked one of the mechanics what this building was that we're sitting in, and he said, "Oh, it's a World War II hangar." So off I went and Googled World War II hangar Bibury, and up came a load of information about RAF Bibury and the Battle of Britain and 87 Squadron and 92 Squadron with Hurricanes and then Spitfires. So it just seemed, I had sort of stumbled across a barn find, effectively. And only this was a sort of barn find barn in many ways. And it just inspired a desire to move my various businesses, this car storage and the car sales, together under one roof. And really try and put this place back on the map. We sort of stumbled across the coffee and classics. So we do coffee and classics here the first Sunday of every month, and various other events. But we stumbled across that because I was talking to a local, the owner of a local petrol station, actually, who is also a member of the local Historic Military Vehicle Society, and I happened to mention to him that I'd bought this airfield site, and he knew all about it. And some years before, he and his military vehicle enthusiasts had been here with an historian to explore the area and have a talk about what went on here. And so I invited him to come back and do another one, and I'd put on the sort of tea and cakes, and I thought, well, we'll probably have 5 or 10 vehicles here, and we had like 25 turn up on a rainy Sunday morning. So I thought, well, if people are prepared to get out in their old cars and or old Willis Jeeps and military vehicles and come here for something to do on a rainy Sunday morning, maybe classic owners will do the same. We didn't have a website at that time. We did a Facebook post that inviting people along to come along for a coffee, and we had a bit of a sweepstake in the amongst us of how many cars would turn up, and I think most people thought about 30 or 40, and we had about 150 turn up, so it was quite a surprise.
There's no point having this kind of stuff here if you can't tell the world about it. My name is Ben Stinson. I am the Marketing, Social Media and Events Coordinator at the Classic Motor Hub. Gone are the days where you can simply put an advert in whatever, Classic Sports Car or Octane, and expect that to bring you the right kind of customers. When I first started here, the social media was being run by an external company, and it was very basic, to put it politely. Because they weren't here, they weren't on the ground, they weren't seeing everything that we were doing, the events that people were going through, any of that stuff. So all people saw was, here's a new car, there's a new car, and that was kind of it really. But since I've been here and I've been able to give off the kind of the vibe of what's going on at the hub and at all of the events that we do, it draws a huge amount of people here. I mean, we've had people turn up randomly. A guy a few weeks ago came in from San Francisco. Oh, I've seen her Instagram. You know, I mean, you wouldn't get that really with anything else unless you get good word of mouth. So it's very important for us. It's very important with all the events that we do here that we're kind of showing the community aspect that there is here at the hub. It's not just a fancy showroom that's closed off and not for anyone to come and look at. We do the opposite to what a lot of places do, and we actually encourage people to come here and so that we can share all this with them basically. So we do these events purely to get people to come out and mix with other like-minded individuals. We don't do what a lot of places do, which we don't have kind of big club stands and kind of all that stuff, because we want people to mix together. We want people from different walks of life and different levels of enthusiasm or types of enthusiasm to be talking together. So on a Coffee and Classics, you can have the guy with a totally original VW Beetle talking to the guy who's turned up in a McLaren supercar, and they can kind of share experiences and what got them into it all together, and actually find a lot of common ground. So yeah, it's most definitely the community aspect for me. It would be very naive of us to think that we hold an event here and we sell 1 million cars off it and that's all they're for. Then, yes, we want people to come here and look at everything that we have for sale, but actually the most important thing about the events that we put on is the local, or national to an extent, because we've had people from Newcastle and the bottom end of Cornwall come to visit us, but it's about getting a good car community in a beautiful part of the world and getting people to get out and use their cars primarily.
So we continued to do it, and from there it's gone from strength to strength, and we now we got to over 300 cars were turning up, which was causing a bit of chaos on the local roads. So we thought, well, we'll try and limit it to keep our neighbours friendly. And so we cap it at 250 cars now, which is a comfortable number, and it allows everybody free movement, and it's not overcrowded, and the queues aren't too long for the bacon rolls and the coffee and things like that. So we get a great mix, a great cross mix crowd who are mingling with each other with one thing in common, which is the classic car. So the Classic Motor Hub is, as the name would imply, it's a central meeting place for anyone with an interest in motoring or mechanical heritage, whether they want to just come along and kick tires and chat with each other over their motoring stories or motoring memories or associations or involvement over a cup of coffee and a bacon brioche. They can come along here and they can meet up. They can also buy a car. They can give us a car to store. They can buy items in the shop. It's a one-stop shop for classic motoring enthusiasts.